Kenya shilling 47 million. Mr. Speaker, sir, under the Department of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries, the recurrent and development expenditure was allocated Kenya shilling 160.97 million and Kenya shilling 504 million respectively. Mr. Speaker, sir, under the Department of Education, Youth Affairs, Culture and Social Services, the recurrent budget was allocated Kenya shilling 535.3 million, and the development vote has been allocated Kenya shilling 213.8 million respectively. Mr. Speaker, under the Department of Public Works, Roads and Transport, the recurrent vote has been allocated Kenya shilling 91.3 million, whereas the development vote has been allocated 510.8 million in the financial year 2022-2023. Mr. Speaker, sir, under the Department of Trade, Industrialization, Cooperative Management, Tourism and Wildlife, the recurrent vote has been allocated Kenya shilling 69.9 million, whereas the development was allocated Kenya shilling 64.7 million. Under the Department of Water, Environment, Forestry, Energy and Natural Resources, the recurrent and development votes have been allocated Kenya shilling 155.4 million and Kenya shilling 299.8 million. Under the Department of Lands, Housing and Physical Planning, the recurrent and development votes have been allocated Kenya shilling 90.6 million and Kenya shilling 107.5 million respectively in the financial year 2022-2023. Mr. Speaker, this includes allocations of Kenya shilling 16 million and Kenya shilling 10 million for recurrent and development respectively for Litein and Kericho municipal boards. Mr. Speaker, under ICT, the recurrent vote has been allocated Kenya shilling 54.3 million, while the development vote has been allocated Kenya shilling 70.2 million. Mr. Speaker, sir, committee observations. The committee made the following observations as follows. Number one, that despite the challenges posed by prevailing economic conditions, the County Assembly observes that the revenue targets can be attained. The second one, Mr. Speaker, is that fiscal discipline should be observed at all times to avoid penalties outlined in Section 107(2) of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 as far as equitable share is concerned. Then, Mr. Speaker, the third one is that unspent balances for the financial year 2022-2023 has been declared by the County Treasury and the Departmental County Executive Committee members for considerations by the County Assembly. Mr. Speaker, under committee recommendations, the Committee on Budget and Appropriations recommends as follows. Number one is that stakeholder participation should be considered during the considerations of the County Fiscal Strategy paper so as to avoid variances when deliberating on the budget estimates. The second one is that the receivers of revenue under the guidance of Finance and Economic Planning docket works hard to meet the revenue targets despite the prevailing economic challenges. The third one, Mr. Speaker, is that unspent balances must be declared by the County Treasury and the Departmental County Executive Committee members on time for purposes of budgeting and continuity of programs. The fourth one, Mr. Speaker, is that each accounting officer initiates procurement procedures as early as possible to facilitate the implementation of development projects in the county. And then another one, Mr. Speaker, is that the County Treasury shall adhere to provisions of legislations on the public procurement and asset disposal. The fifth one, Mr. Speaker, is that each county chief officer adhere to the provisions of Section 149 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 to the letter, and that each department CC adhere to Section 107 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012. Mr. Speaker, I wish to acknowledge that the committee wishes to thank the officers of the Speaker and the Clerk of the County Assembly for the necessary support extended to it in the execution of its mandate. The budget making process will have been incomplete without the involvement of the key stakeholders, namely the County Executive Committee members led by the CC member in charge of Finance, Economic Planning, members of the public whom the committee is grateful for their invaluable input. And Mr. Speaker, it is now my place and duty on behalf of the Budget and Appropriation Committee, pursuant to Standing Order 2216, to table the report of the Kericho County Budget Estimates for the financial year 2022-2023 for consideration by this Honorable House. And I will request Majority Leader to second. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity so that I can rise and second this budget estimate report for financial year 2022-2023. Before, Mr. Speaker, allow me at least 3 minutes, Mr. Speaker, because we are breaking up for recess, Mr. Speaker, on a Senadine, and probably this might be our last deliberation on the floor of the House, and it will not go well without thanking the Almighty God for the opportunity He had given me since 2017 when I was elected as the member of County Assembly representing the great people of Chilchila.
Honorable Majority, maybe what you can do is just second, then we will find time at the end to give everyone an opportunity.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Speaker. If you will give us an opportunity later, I think it will be great so that at least everybody will give a parting remarks or exits. So, Mr. Speaker, I rise to second this report, Mr. Speaker, and to thank the Committee on Budget for the good work they did, Mr. Speaker, despite the challenges and the campaign period, Mr. Speaker. They did a great job, Mr. Speaker, and come up with a report, budget estimate report, Mr. Speaker, whereby we deliberated and ensured that, Mr. Speaker, everything was put in order, Mr. Speaker. When you see the recommendation where the committee recommended, Mr. Speaker, we wish the department or the executive, Mr. Speaker, to take this recommendation seriously, Mr. Speaker, because this is a budget whereby, Mr. Speaker, it would be the last budget for this regime, Mr. Speaker. So we ensure that we captured everything, Mr. Speaker, and we ensure that we allocated funds for development, Mr. Speaker, and recurrent. And that is why we are emphasizing, Mr. Speaker, and urging the executive, Mr. Speaker, and the procurement officers and CEOs, Mr. Speaker, to ensure that they procure works as early as possible, Mr. Speaker. Despite the fact that we'll be, it is an electioneering period, Mr. Speaker, but if they start procuring works as early as July, Mr. Speaker, development, the 2 months will be enough to roll out some development project, Mr. Speaker, because we don't want this money to be unutilized, and we don't want a lot of pending bill and unspent balances going forward, Mr. Speaker. Otherwise, I don't want to take my time, Mr. Speaker, otherwise to support this report and to thank the Committee on Budget and Appropriation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Majority Leader. So I now wish to propose the question, which is that this House approves the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on the Kericho County Budget Estimates for the financial year 2022-2023. Chariot Bet.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to also contribute to this very important motion, Mr. Speaker, concerning the budget for next financial year. Mr. Speaker, I want to first of all thank your office and that of the clerk for facilitating the budget committee, Mr. Speaker. It was a very tedious process, but I must thank the chairman and the committee members for what they did. Mr. Speaker, this is the budget that I still insist that if the county executive begin implementation of this budget, Mr. Speaker, then it will still assist some of us, Mr. Speaker, who already we are on the ballot on the 9th of August, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, once we pass this budget today, Mr. Speaker, and the county executive implements that is July and August before election, Mr. Speaker, I can assure you, Mr. Speaker, this budget will save some of us. There are areas that we have not done, Mr. Speaker, in areas that we represent, and I think the recommendation by the budget committee that each the accounting officer initiates procurement procedures as early as possible, Mr. Speaker, should be taken into account. We need to remind them that when this budget is implemented, I can assure you, Mr. Speaker, that at least we will get some support from areas. I'm talking, Mr. Speaker, on some of us who are still on the ballot. I know most of the members here, Mr. Speaker, maybe never appealed the decision that was made by the people. But, Mr. Speaker, there are those who appealed. There are those maybe who got nomination, Mr. Speaker. And I want to wish everyone the very best, Mr. Speaker, as they go and battle the tide, Mr. Speaker, beginning from today. However, Mr. Speaker, we need to pressurize the county executive. And I also want to remind the honorable members that we are still the members of this county assembly until the 9th day of August, 12 at night, Mr. Speaker. So we also have that oversight rule to still oversight the county executive, Mr. Speaker, to implement most of the projects. Otherwise, I want to thank the committee led by the chair, and I also support this report, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable William Soy.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir, for giving me this chance. I stand to support this budget. This is a very beautiful budget that marks the end of our 5 years in office. So I also follow suit the honorable members that have mentioned that executive to implement this budget as quickly as possible so that it will assist some of us who might need to come for the second time to this house. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Chief Whip.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity to also support and appreciate the work done by the budget team. And I take this opportunity as a member of County Assembly representing Kishara Ward to appreciate the work well done by the committee and the staffs pertaining the formation of this budget 2022-2023, which of course it's a budget that will actually be used to actually improve the livelihood of Kericho people, which of course when well implemented, I'm very sure Chairman will bear me witness that we shall really move a mile in this county of ours. Mr. Speaker, as our honorable member Cheria Beta said, we are really optimistic that we really be there after the election that is on August to see the implementation of this regular budget and also to have our people be served to the expectation, to the expectation of this formation. I want to take this opportunity also to appreciate honorable members who've been hearing me and listening to me as their maturity whip all along for these 5 years, and as we really embark on to the election, that is the final election that is on August. I want to wish each and everyone the very best and also give them my success that they go perform and we meet after August in this particular house. I'm very sure, Mr. Speaker, want to appreciate you also for the good work you've been doing. You've really guided us all these 5 years, and up to this far we appreciate and thank God. And I'm sure God will give us health and the strength to also get back the position. Wishing every member the very best. Thank you.
Thank you. Alfred Cheriot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity just to support this budget totally. Mr. Speaker, sir, first and foremost, let me thank the chairman, our able chairman, the Budget and Appropriation Committee, together with the committee, for doing a very tremendous job. The only thing that is remaining, Mr. Speaker, sir, is just only about the implementation, Mr. Speaker, sir. The executive side, because this is now the last budget,
And we must sit down and watch carefully, because this will also mark those who are coming back to the next assembly, Mr. Speaker, sir. So we need to be very serious. We need to sit down. We need to push very hard those executives to implement it with immediate effect and no rejection, Mr. Speaker, sir. Otherwise, thank you very much. May God bless you.
Samirono.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. As I contribute for the last moment in this House, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, normally, things normally do change, and we do accept. I want to appreciate the Committee on Budget for the tremendous work they did deliberately for this House and the members of the public, so that the members of the public may access their development. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, sir, it has been a warm house. We have traveled, we have saved together, we have wrangled together, and we have come together and agreed together. As we part ways, Mr. Speaker, we wish everyone success. For those who are still defending on 9 August, and they are outgoing, like me, Mr. Speaker, sir. I also want to wish you, Mr. Speaker, sir, as you bundle to regain your seat as the Speaker, I wish you well, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I hope, and it is my prayer for this House, that even as we exit, they treat us in a humane manner, Mr. Speaker, sir. Because I know outside, we shall be termed as foreigners. But we have represented even those who bundled with us, and they have become honorable for now. We have represented them well in this House. So, if possible, Mr. Speaker, sir, may things and may the law be put, Mr. Speaker, sir, so that any time we pass here and we come to this town, we can even visit the lunch, we take some tea, we shake hands, we be friends, because we are not in this House for any enmity, Mr. Speaker, sir. And if time favors us in future, we might come back. So I hope this House will prepare and maintain a fair ground for us. And anytime you see us in this compound, Mr. Speaker, sir, may we be accorded respect, and leaders who are former leaders and who represented the people, and will be given the special seats, not bundling with the members of the public, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to say goodbye. I wish to say nice time. We meet again. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. Honorable Emily Kericho.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me an opportunity also to contribute in this last sitting of this county assembly in our 12th session. I want to say thank you. I want to congratulate the budget committee for this budget for the last 22 session, for the last year. And I want to request the county government, the executive side, to implement the budget. I've been watching the budget, and I've seen that this time round, huge sum of money has been given to the bursary allocation. I hope and wish that the beneficiaries will get the money. I also wish and hope that the money which has been placed to the water department, that this county still up to this age, people are suffering without water, and yet we allocate huge sums of money towards departments like water, which I have seen today. And I wish to encourage those members who will be blessed to come back, that kindly may you be people of substance who push for resources for the benefits of Wananchi, so that people will get their services. That we will not be coming here just to fight and talk, but we come for the service of the Wananchi. Secondly, so that I will not come back, I want to thank God, thank the party which nominated me last session, that I got an opportunity to serve in this county assembly. I will not take it for granted, but I want to say thank you. I want also to wish all members who came to this county assembly life which will be precious, a good life, enjoy in the other world. We never know what comes after. So I want to wish you well. To our Honorable Speaker, sir, I want to thank you so much. You gave us good opportunities. You granted us space. Though in this county assembly, we had issues with the elected members. I want to pray that the coming county assembly, they'll give room to the nominated members so that they will get space to express their roles. Give them money. Don't be jealous of their service. Just give them money so that they'll be having what to do in this county assembly.
Just allow her to...
I want to say, even in this budget I have seen, I was not to approve, but due to my conscience, I have said I'll approve my last budget, because anyway, we've been having budgets without resources allocated to women. May the coming assembly be vigilant. I'm urging, if you get an opportunity, honorable members, like Mheshimiwa Paul Chichir, give these women what to do. Don't let them be slaying here and say, after 5 years you talk of they were slaying. It is so unfair. It is so unfortunate. I want to say thank you so much, Mheshimiwa Speaker. I wish you well, and I'm praying that God will grant you another opportunity so that you will give people space to work on this world. Thank you so much, yes, and may God bless you.
Yes,
managed to come to the third assembly, maybe through nomination, but yet to be confirmed in the August election. I want to say, Mr. Speaker, we would actually want to plead with the new governor that he will toe the line as soon as possible so that our people can achieve the best, especially in terms of medication. That is the area that I'm more concerned, because you see, Mr. Speaker, I've always been in and out of the hospital, not slaying as the other honorable members had actually said before, but actually trying to look for better services for our own people. So that has been the major thing, and I'm very pleased to know that today we've been allocated about 2.6 billion. That is for development and the expenditure of 447 million, which is actually a bigger chunk of this year's budget. So I therefore request that the new speaker, that is, the new governor, that he'll actually come and look into this area, because you see this is a very critical area. So that is part of my concern. Then lastly, I want to also thank the honorable member who just made this contribution today. That is Honorable Sam Rono, our senior member. I want to say, Honorable Sam Rono, that God will be with you. Mr. Speaker, when I heard him talk, because this could be his last observation or talking in this honorable house, I want to tell him in Kiswahili, usikufe moyo, all will be well with you now that you have served for three terms. So probably we will make sure for those who will come, Mr. Speaker, we'll look for him somewhere, a very clean chair, and put him somewhere there. He was requesting for a very soft chair. So we will make sure for those who will come back, I think we will make sure we will reserve you a very nice seat, so that when you come visiting this assembly, you will actually be able to also swing around. And hopefully you will not lazy around like what Honorable Raila the other day had said. So thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I wish everybody the best as you all head towards a vigorous campaigns for those who are still defending, like me. And before that, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the honorable people that actually elected me in the 2017 through independent ticket. And I want to say I'm really grateful
for the good people of Seretut Cheptoro Ward, who saw it fit that Honorable Hani is fit and has no expiry date. So I want to tell them I'm really grateful for the time we served together, and I'm really grateful again for the nomination that they gave me. And I'll also endeavor to do the best of my knowledge. So thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, Chairman. Asante sana.
Alex Bet.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for also giving me an opportunity, Honorable Speaker, that I may also contribute to the motion that's before this House. That's the budget for 2022-2023. First and foremost, Mr. Speaker, sir, let me thank the Budget Committee led by our Honorable Chair, Honorable Albert Kipkoech, for the good work that they have done. Indeed, Honorable Speaker, this is our last budget for this year as we break the second assembly. Honorable Speaker, I want to really also appreciate the work that this committee has been doing for the last 5 years, and more so, Mr. Speaker, sir, the work that our chairman has been able to lead us through the 5 years. It has not been a very easy work, but indeed I know that we have done that had to be done during these 5 years. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would also wanted also to really commend this budget for this financial year for the allocations that has been given to various departments. I know that as honorable members we have done that which can be done, but the only part that has been letting us down is the executive. So maybe this time, Honorable Speaker, we wish that this time round they do their part early enough so that the people of Kericho may enjoy the services. Once again, Mr. Speaker, sir, I know that when you look at the allocation, the percentage of allocations in various departments, the department that is leading in allocation is the Department of Health. And I would urge that even going forward, Honorable Speaker, we'll continue giving more funds to Department of Health. For in the past 5 years that we have been in this committee, this is the department that has been able to show the work that has been given money to do. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, sir, there are some departments which have very low absorption rates. Every other time, like when we were doing supplementary budgets, Mr. Speaker, sir, you'll find that some departments have almost done nothing, almost as we head towards the end of the financial year. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, maybe going forward, we'll be pacing, or the Assembly should be pacing the allocation according to absorption rates as per the department. I would also urge that maybe going forward we should add more money to the Department of Water, because this is a very critical department that even I remember as the outgoing governor took office in this last assembly, he had promised that he will be dealing more on water and water and water. And as somebody had pointed earlier, that in this era, as we are advancing, we still have problems with water. There is still a lot of shortages of water in our various wards. So maybe we should add more money to the Department of Water, especially development money, so that our people in Kericho may have good and clean water. Mr. Speaker, sir, so that I may also not forget, if you look at the Department of Water, for the first time, I think since I came into this assembly, we used to have allocation to support Tilil Bay water. But this time around, Mr. Speaker, sir, that budget is zero. So I want to urge that even as we go forward, this House may consider still supporting Tilil Bay or Kewasco to provide water to the people of Puret and the larger, the people that are being represented by Tilil Bay, and that's mostly the people of Puret. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to also thank first and foremost my honorable members for the good work that we have had for the last 5 years. I know it has been a learning experience.
for those of us, or for those who managed to succeed during nomination, I want to take this opportunity to wish them success, even as they face once again the electorates in August. I know God will give you favor. And for those of us who didn't manage to come back during nomination, I want to say that better days are coming. Do not lose heart. There are still many things to do out there. And I know our good God, as he says in the book of Jeremiah 29:11, that I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper us. So I know there is still prosperity outside there. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, sir, I also want to thank our able members of staff who have been very supportive in this house, especially the assembly. We have had good time during these 5 years, and I know they will still continue serving the people of Kericho. Thank you also, Honorable Speaker, for leading us during these 5 years. I know we've become a family. For the first for 5 years, it's not a short time. So to stay with people for 5 years, you stay with them until you become a family. Otherwise, I want to take this opportunity also to really wish each and every one of us good health, especially for those who will be going back to the electorates. May God protect you as you move around asking for votes. I know that come August 9th, the people you represent will once again elect you, and when you come back to this house, represent the people that have given you work to do. Otherwise, thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you. Paul Chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me an opportunity to support this report on Budget and Appropriation Committee, a report that was prepared a few days ago, Mr. Speaker, sir. First of all, let me also thank you for being a good speaker for 5 years, Mr. Speaker, sir. You've done an excellent job, Mr. Speaker, sir. Let me also thank the honorable members, Mr. Speaker, sir. We had once in a while differed in opinion, but at the end of the day, we were one family called the County Assembly of Kericho. I almost shed tears when the Honorable Sam Moreno reminded us that today is his last day in this County Assembly, but we will be interacting with him more in the near future, Mr. Speaker, sir. Back to today's report, Mr. Speaker, sir. Looking at the amount, the recurrent expenditures, Mr. Speaker, sir, which is at 70%, and development, which is at 30%, Mr. Speaker, sir, as a county, we are doing very well. We're also looking at the recommendations that the committee made to the county executive, where they should enhance revenue collection so that our own source revenue goes up, Mr. Speaker. This year, we are going into an election where the Department of Agriculture will be at the ballot, Mr. Speaker, sir. The leading figures in this year, unlike before, is agriculture, Mr. Speaker, sir, with 504,087,823. And in my ward, Mr. Speaker, we have lined up programs and policies that will help the Department of Agriculture, especially the farmers, the dairy farmers, coffee farmers, tea farmers, poultry farmers, fish farmers, Mr. Speaker, sir, mushroom farmers, and all the farmers, Mr. Speaker, sir. We will support the farmers, especially in the dairy sector, with purchase of balers, purchase of AI equipment, purchase of semen across the world, across the county, which will also help us, Mr. Speaker, sir. So this is a budget that is that will take care of all the areas. We have been singing about basics first, and indeed this budget is about basics first. I also want to remind this house that we are where we have because of sacrifices that some of the members bet, especially 6 of us, Mr. Speaker, sir, the Honorable Cheriot Bet, the Honorable Albert Kipkoech, the Honorable Ezron Kidmeno, the Honorable Philip Rono, Mr. Speaker, sir. We were taken in, we spent behind bars when we were supporting basics first, Mr. Speaker, sir, but we have been vindicated that whatever we are advocating is in line with bottom-up, which is here, Mr. Speaker, sir. So this is a budget that we're asking the executive, they should immediately roll out when that time comes. Otherwise, I'm wishing all the members who are contesting in the August general election all the best. As UDA members, we are advocating for suit, and we are telling our members to vote 6 piece, Mr. Speaker, sir, from MCA, MP, Senator, Governor, and the President, Mr. Speaker, 6 piece suit.
The Honorable Paul Chirchir, what you have said is was not in relation to the budget. The last bit of your statement was not in relation with the budget. Despite the fact that you have taken your seat, I'll ask you to withdraw the last bit of your statement. Kindly. We know that it's the correct statement, but only that it was not in relation to the budget.
Mr. Speaker, sir, when I said suit, I did not mean bad. I said 6 piece suit in line with our party, Mr. Speaker, sir. So as we implement this,
the only problem is that we weren't speaking about the party, we were speaking about the budget.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yeah, just withdraw so that we can move
Okay,
on.
I withdraw.
Thank you. Grace Crouch.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity. I had thought maybe we were going to clear with the budget first and then we come and give our parting shot, but nonetheless, it is all the same. So I want to...
This is about the budget.
Okay. So I take this opportunity to appreciate what the budget committee members have done. I want to say that this is a very good budget. I'm happy when I saw, especially in the Department of Water, the budgetary allocation is a good one. My only prayer is that when it comes to the implementation, kindly the areas which are still, which don't have pipe to water, they should be considered. Why, Mr. Speaker, sir, much as Kapkugerwit ward is in municipality, still there are some areas, part of Sumeyon area, where mothers are still going to the river to draw water. They are still going to the river to wash their clothes. So I'm urging all the honorable members, especially those who were blessed by God and they were given a second chance, when you come back and you will be implementing this budget plus other budgetary allocations in the near future, kindly consider those areas, because this is the 21st century where mothers are not supposed to be going to fetch water from the river. And secondly, I would like also to appreciate the budgetary allocation in the Department of Education, being led by my able chairman, and I'm happy that he was given another chance. I am urging all the honorable members, being led by my able chair, Honorable Cheriot Bet. I've looked at the budgetary allocation in the Department of Education. I've looked at the line items, and unfortunately I missed on the training part. I'm very honorable Speaker, sir. I'm very passionate about education. And much as we would want to invest in the infrastructure part of it, that is the construction of the classroom, procurement or purchase of the chairs and the books, without the training of these teachers. Honorable members, CBC is a new curriculum, and I'm urging all of you, as you come back, please concentrate on that part. Have the teachers being trained on the implementation of the CBC. Otherwise, as I conclude on this, I would like to say the budgetary also gender mainstreaming in the near future be considered, so that that part of gender mainstreaming, the women, the mothers outside there, the mama bogas, will have something. Yes, we agree and we support that when budget is being allocated to the water department, it touches on women and every other department. But we are really urging on that part, the allocation that will go directly to boost on their welfare. For example, those who are engaged, those who are involved in businesses, we should be having something, a kitty to boost their businesses. Otherwise, even the ladies who are coming, the top up, the 1/3, you know, the women who will be nominated without the budgetary allocation. Even them, they'll come and sit just the way we were. And at the end of the 5 years, they will have nothing to go and tell the people. Mr. Speaker, sir, I tried to venture into politics privily. And when I went to the electorates, the first thing they were asking me, you were nominated, what is it that you did unto us? And then now I had nothing to tell them, because indeed I did nothing for them. So I'm really praying and urging this House that the Committee on Budget in the near future just allocate some funds to go to gender mainstreaming. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, sir, I hope I'll get another chance to come and give my parting shot. So that is all about the budget. That is my contribution, and I want to appreciate the support. I want to appreciate and conclude by saying, even in the coming assembly, include the ladies in the budget committee, so that even them, they'll be part of it. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I thank the committee, and I support.
Thank you. Anyone else who wants to give an input? Do I put the question? So, honorable members, I now wish to put the question, which is that this House approves the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on the Kericho County Budget Estimates for the financial year 2022-2023. Will as many members of a similar opinion say aye? Will as many members of the contrary opinion say nay? So there is have it. Next order.
Order number 9, the Kericho County Appropriation Bill 2022, first reading.
Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wish to request the House that they allow the Kericho County Appropriation Bill 2022 be read for the first time. Thank you.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 10, the Kericho County Appropriation Bill 2022, second reading.
Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, Mr. Speaker, I want to request the House also to allow that the Kericho County Appropriation Bill 2022 be read for the second time, and I will request Honorable Alex to second. Thank you.
Alex. Thank you. Next order.
Order number 11, the Kericho County Appropriation Bill 2022, Committee of the Whole House.
So I need to read. So, honorable members, I propose that clause 1 and clause 2 be part of the bill. Any comments on clause 1 and clause 2? Clause 1? Any comments on clause 1? Clause 1 is the citation of the act, of the proposed act. Any comments? Clause 2? Any comments on clause 2? So, Sharon, you may read. So, honorable members, I wish to put the question that clause 1 and clause 2 be part of the bill. Will as many members of a similar opinion say aye? Will as many members of the contrary opinion say nay? So, the ayes have it. The clerk may read the first schedule.
First schedule, recurrent expenditure, that code number R4714 be amended by deleting the figures 515,635,980 and substituting them with the figures 535,394,520. That code number R4715 be amended by deleting the figures 2,610,457,559 and substituting them with the figures 2,627,457,559. That code number R4723 be amended by deleting the figures 73,512,544 and substituting them with the figures 56,512,544. That the subtotal recurrent expenditure be amended by deleting the figures 5,497,241,828 and substituting them with the figures 5,516,989,868.
Chair.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, the affected areas, the first R4714 is the Department of Education, and there was realignments as far as bursary is concerned. And then the second one, which is R4715, recurrent, the Department of Health, it was as a result of additional funds under drugs and non-pharmaceutical. And then the third one, Chairman, is because of county fiscal strategy paper. Otherwise, thank you.
I propose that the first schedule as amended be part of the bill. Can I put the question? And I now wish to put the question that the amended first schedule be part of the bill. Will as many members of the same opinion say aye? Will as many members of the contrary opinion say nay? So the ayes have it. Please proceed, clerk.
Second schedule, that code number D4713 be amended by deleting the figures 494,484,804 and substituting them with the figures 504,087,823. That code number D4714 be amended by deleting the figures 244,415,762 and substituting them with the figures 213,815,762. That code number D4715 be amended by deleting the figures 432,120,923 and substituting them with the figures 407,973,820. That code number D4716 be amended by deleting the figures 97,363,607 and substituting them with the figures 64,768,779. That code number D4717 be amended by deleting the figures 454,548,041 and substituting them with the figures 510,839,740. That code number D4718 be amended by deleting the figures 301,085,988 and substituting them with the figures 299,888,116. That code number D4719 be amended by deleting the figures 124,769,000 697,948 and substituting them with the figures 107,594,493. That the subtotal development expenditure be amended by deleting the figures 2,381,487,619 and substituting them with the figures 2,361,739,079.
Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, all the affected development fought as a result of the schedule that was realigned either upwards or downwards. For example, Chairman, D4713 is the Department of Agriculture, whereby most members added some funds under industrial crops. And then the second one was D4714 was a result of additional funds to finance constructions of ECD classrooms. And then D4715 is the Department of Health. And then D4716 is the Department of Trade. So all those affected areas, Chairman, is because of the schedule. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman. Now I propose that second schedule as amended be part of the bill. Then I put a question that the second schedule as amended be part of the bill. Will as many of that opinion say aye? Will of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, I'll request that the report of Committee of the Whole House be reported to the Assembly. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, I put a question that that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Kericho County Appropriation Bill 2022 and its approval with amendment.
Honorable members.
Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Kericho County Appropriation Bill 2022 and its approval, therefore, with amendment, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, that is the true copy of what we deliberated on, and that is exactly the report was approved with amendments. Thank you.
Who is seconding your motion?
Mheshimiwa Cheriot Bet.
Mheshimiwa Cheriot Bet. All right. Honorable members, I wish to propose the question, which is that this House do agree with the committee in the said report. And I also wish to put the question, which is that this House do agree with the said report. With as many members are of a similar opinion, say aye. Will as many members are of the contrary opinion say nay. So, Chairman. So the ayes have it. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow that the Kericho County Appropriation Bill for the next financial year be read for the third time. Thank you. And I'll request Paul Chirchir to second.
Paul Chirchir. Thank you. And you have a very good suit, politician. So, honorable members, I now wish to propose a question, which is that the Kericho County Appropriation Bill 2022 be now read a third time. And I now wish to put the question, which is that the Kericho County Appropriation Bill 2022 be now read a third time. Will as many members are of a similar opinion say aye? Will as many members are with a contrary opinion say nay? So there is have it. So clerk, you may read the long title.
The Kericho County Appropriation Bill 2022, a bill for an act of County Assembly of Kericho to authorize the issue of certain sums of money out of the County Revenue Fund and the application towards the service of the year ending on the 30th June 2023, and to appropriate those sums for certain public services and purposes.
Thank you, honorable members. Despite the fact that we have come to an end of our order of business today, I would wish to accord an opportunity to any member who would want to make some few comments, because this is our special, it was our special sitting, given that we went on Sine Die last week. So any member who would want to or make comments, we'll start with Beatrice Tonwi. And we may make it 3 minutes or 4 minutes each. 4 minutes, I think.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity so that I may say thank you so much for everything. I want to take this opportunity to thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for working together nicely and giving us a humble time to work. To my dear honorable members, I want to take this opportunity also to say thank you. It was nice working with you, honorable members, and I want to thank God so much for giving us this chance. It was not guarantee, but we don't take it for granted. It was God favors. I also want to take this opportunity to wish you all well, especially for those who are coming back again. Please and kindly, I wish you good luck, and I want to say and quote something which Thomas Sangara of Pukunisa said. Kindly, Weshimiwa, when time comes again, please empower women. Empowering women is a backbone to our community. Thomas empowered women, and that country was very rich. So what I want to say is that we really worked together nicely, but in the next assembly, please put more effort, because by the end of the day, Mr. Speaker, sir, all of us was born through Mama. So please, we are one family, and let's work together. Number 3, before I complete, I want to wish you good luck for those of you who have still in voting. We wish you good luck, and I want to say, please embrace peace. Fourth number 1 in political papers is peace. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you. Just a moment, Honorable Beatrice Tonwi. I have just received a message from William Soi to ask Thomas Sankara was from which country. That is what he was asking. He just sent me a message.
It was from Burkina Faso.
Yes. Thank you. So William Soi is now enlightened. Thank you. The Honorable William Soi, then we can come to Edith Kaptich.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this chance. This is our last day of transaction of businesses in this house, and I would like to thank the cooperation that we had for 5 years. We were friends, we worked together, and I must thank you for leading us. Also, to our beloved clerk, who is a humble person. He worked for us without any favoritism. Also to our executive, who work with humbleness. We must thank them. Also, I will not forget our able majority leader, who works, and our chief whip, and all those house leadership. You work tirelessly. I'm tongue-tied. You must know that I'm tongue-tied a bit. I'm even difficult to pronounce the word that I would like to pronounce. So also again, for those of you who will get chance to come back to this house, try to remember those who lose when we were together, who were in this house after this term. Don't forget to remember them. Give them humble time when they come to this honorable house. So I must also say thank you for God who saved us during this time, the time that we had in Corona moment. We never lost any honorable member. I was almost to lose my life, but God, with your prayers, saved me. I say thank you for what we did to our electorates. Also, I must thank my electorates that they entrust me and give me this chance, which in my life I could not imagine to have this chance. So, of all what I have said, I must thank all honorable members and everybody we met during all this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Edith Kaptich.
Thank you, the Honorable Speaker and the leadership of the whole House for giving me this opportunity so that I can also give out my parting shot. Mr. Speaker, first of all, I would like to thank my Almighty God for granting me an opportunity to serve in the 12th Assembly. Second Assembly, Mr. Speaker. Secondly, I want to thank the Jubilee Party for having nominated me so that I can serve in this assembly. That one I cannot take it for granted. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the office of the Speaker and you yourself for giving us space and for really trusting in the women leadership. I want also to thank Mr. Martin Epus, our clerk, for being lenient to us and for also treating us all well as honorable members. I want to thank our staff for giving us the moral support when we were serving in this assembly. I want also to thank the honorable members who've become family. I want to thank those who loved me, and I love them back. And I want to wish everyone all the best. Mr. Speaker, what I have is that personally, as Honorable Edith Chepkoech Kaptich, I went out and voted, and I was in the ballot in the last UDA nominations, and my victory was postponed, and I know one day, one time, my victory will be announced. I want to tell all honorable members who lost it that the victory was postponed to 5 years coming. So go and work hard, be with your people, and let us all serve our people, not expecting anything anyway, but God will bless us one day. Mr. Speaker, we were in this assembly and I saw many challenges as a nominated MCA that is specially elected, and I would like to urge the next assembly that when they come here, Mr. Speaker, I want them to be gender sensitive. First of all, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge the members who are here that you went wrong. There is a committee that I never considered as a committee, Mr. Speaker. I used to call it the Committee of Men because it wasn't gender sensitive. So next time, honorable members, those you are coming, kindly include the women so that we can respect those committees. The Committee on Roads was only men, so I used to call it the Committee of Men. It is wrong. So next time, include the women so that we can respect that committee, because there is no way, Mr. Speaker, in this Kenya where men can be sitting in an institution and discussing what, and the women are not there. It doesn't mean, Mr. Speaker, that when someone is nominated, she or he doesn't have a say. But the Constitution allows them to sit there. Mr. Speaker, I want also to urge the next assembly that is coming that in the Budget Committee also they should be gender sensitive. Mr. Speaker, we've been here and there is food insecurity also. I want to urge the honorable members who will be sitting in the next coming Budget Committee to be sensitive to the people that we represent. Mr. Speaker, the Agriculture Department didn't have the money, I believe, enough money. Because when you go out there, Mr. Speaker, our people are sleeping without food. So the next assembly should be very careful. I want to thank the Budget Committee. I saw it, though I didn't discuss, but I see there's a lot of money that has been put in agriculture. Food insecurity in the area, Mr. Speaker, is very high. Our people don't really have food. So the next assembly, I want to congratulate the people who sat in this last budget because I can see agriculture has a lot of money now. Mr. Speaker, we come in places where there is no water, so the coming assembly should make sure that water is a necessity and everyone should access water. Roads, Mr. Speaker, are impassable. And in the last assembly, there was so much money put in roads. And when we are going home, we don't go home. We go to some place and we stop our cars there because the roads are impassable, Mr. Speaker. So the next assembly should make sure that they serve the people with their heart. And I want to add the next assembly, if they'll come and hear this, that the Budget Committee should be reduced. The Budget Committee that was enhanced to 30 was just an emotive Budget Committee. So the next assembly should come, sit down and trust the leadership of the Budget Committee, and they should have at least 9, 12, so that they can also manage other discussions. There's no reason, Mr. Speaker, to have a very large Budget Committee, not even including women. In any case, Mr. Speaker, in Kericho County, I see leadership of women is still wanting. And people have to be taught so many things and be encouraged. Personally, as Honorable Edith, I'm empowered, and I also would wish other women to be empowered. We are going out there, Mr. Speaker, having been empowered because we came to this assembly, and we are going to conquer the world, Mr. Speaker, and we will be back to this assembly soon, Mr. Speaker, or later in life, or even, Mr. Speaker, we are going higher. We know God has good plans for us, and He's going to make sure that everyone in this assembly who lost it, who came, will be sorted. Mr. Speaker, I want to forgive Honorable Paul Chirchir because he's a man and I expected a man to embrace women. He tried around 3 times impeaching me, Mr. Speaker, and I'm a lady. Honorable Paul Chirchir, make sure you treat the ladies well. Be a gentleman, Bwana. You should not come here and you should not punish the women. You know we are weak. So imagine a man using his all force fighting a woman. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Paul Chirchir, I forgive you, but treat the women who are coming well. Treat the women well. You tried twice, but I'm a strong woman because you never defeated me, and I'm so happy for that. So women are strong. Mr. Speaker, I'm leaving the county assembly. No, you fought me twice and it is in the Hansard. It is in the Hansard. You didn't, but you would have impressed me. You fought me 3 times fighting a woman, and there is no apparent reason, just because of fighting for interest. That was so wrong, but I love you back and I forgive you. But I'm giving you a word. Treat the women well. It is not good.
Thank you for the
yeah, treat the women well. And for the Budget Committee also, we should be sensitive. At least in your Budget Committee, in the near future, you should have people who have the interest of the people at heart, who are accommodative, because mulitufinya sana kama wanawake. We thought we would come here and you give us
some funds so that we can run up and down, assisting the women, assisting people with disabilities, and assisting the youth. But mulituweka kando sana. Even when we were vying, we were told, what did you do? And you did nothing anyway, but it wasn't good. So make sure next time you give that woman, that person with disability who is coming and that youth, give them funds, and they will make sure they'll perform. And even if they'll perform, they are not going to fight you. Anyway, even if you don't fund them, they are going to fight you also. So I want to end by wishing everyone the best. I want to thank the Assembly and all the honorable members for being together, for giving us the moral support, for giving us a shoulder when we were down, and for loving us. And I want to say that for those who lost it, for those whose victory was postponed, the 20 elected members, I want to say that you still have a chance. For those who are vying, for those who came, for those 10 who came back, I want to congratulate you and wish you all the best. And when you are going to battle it out on 9th, I want to wish those who are in the ballot all the best. And I must tell you that when you come back, treat the people well and make sure that you serve the people with their interest in your heart. I want to thank most sincerely my Committee of Justice and Legal Affairs for giving me an opportunity to serve them from 2018 to 9th August 2022. I want to thank everyone, and may God bless you, and may God bless everyone. Honorable Speaker, if you are going to battle it out to come, I want to give you blessings, sir. You've been good to us. I remember when sometimes we were being denied vehicles, you used to say all members are equal, including the clerk. So I want to wish you all the best. And as we go out, Mr. Speaker, I want to encourage everyone here that we are still leaders. So our opinion counts. So make sure you don't brush shoulders too much. We are still around, we are stakeholders of this town, and we come from our heart. So treat us well so that we treat you well. The journey is still tough, and we're going to meet. Si dunia ni duara. So treat us well, we treat you well. And in any case, we are empowered. So anyone who is empowered is not someone who can just be thrown away like that. So thank you so much, and see you, and goodbye.
Thank you. Yes, Bontanui.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this chance to come and give out my parting shot. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and all the honorable members who are here. Let me first thank the Almighty God for giving me the chance to be elected as the MCH Blanca Edward from the year 2017 to this 2022, and I have hope and trust that I will be back again in this August, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that all the workers who have been with us, the Secretariat, the Sergeant at Arms, those who are in the clerk office, and everybody who is in this fraternity, Mr. Speaker, we want to thank you and give you bye, that the Lord be with you wherever you'll go. You will meet with many people, and all of us. I want to thank those who prayed for me in the year 2021, November to December. I was admitted at Siloam Hospital, and severally I was in Siloam. But the last one, I had a COVID, but God has been with me, and I want to thank Him mightily for being with me to this particular moment. For the people of Cheblandet, I want to thank them very much, because we have been working with them to this particular moment, and I'm praising you at the mark for the price of my calling. Let me thank the media house for assisting us in whatever we have been deliberating in this house. We have been with them, with these media houses, and I want to thank them very well. To my colleague who has just the time, it was not our wish that the budget committee didn't include women. We had a woman, that's the Honorable Nancy Chebet Kimeta from the Biswani Ward, who was among the budget committee, And there is nobody in this world, especially in Kericho County, who went to any ward and denied any woman to be elected so that she can come to join the budget committee. So, Mr. Speaker, we have 30 wards in Kericho County, and there is freedom of movement, freedom of speech, and we have to adhere with what the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya is giving us. So everyone has the right to fight for any political seat, from the MCA to the president. So, Mr. Speaker, for those who will be back, I think the Constitution will allow us to form various committees, be select or sector, and I know, Mr. Speaker, that one thing, one time, will cling to the most admired seats in this county. The only seat, Mr. Speaker, which I will not fight in this county, Mr. Speaker, is the one for women representation. But all the other seats in this public, Mr. Speaker, I will fight for. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to wish well my colleagues for staying with us, especially the majority leader who gave me the chance, and the honorable members to be the deputy majority leader of this assembly to date. So, Mr. Speaker, the leadership, chief whip, deputy chief whip, deputy speaker, and all the various chairmans or chairpersons of various committees, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank them. I will leave behind Mr. Gore, who really assisted us when we were going to abroad. So, Mr. Speaker, it was my pleasure to go abroad. Since I was born, I have not been in Singapore, Dubai, and Tanzania using an airplane. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank this assembly for channeling us to those places. So, Mr. Speaker, you really stood by us and give us time to work for our people, and we want to bless each and every one of us, so that when we are going back, we want to wish each and every one of us well. Even those who are coming back and those who will not be coming back, we are all the same. And I still remember, Mr. Speaker, that it makes more than a long trouser to be a man. So, Mr. Speaker, not all people who are wearing trousers are men. There are some ladies who are wearing trousers, and they are powerful ladies. So, Mr. Speaker, let me thank my family for giving me ample time to work for the people of Chablanget and coming to the assembly to deliberate on the bills and motions of this assembly, because I have been outside for most of the time. But right now, Mr. Speaker, we want to pray for each and every one, and we want to pray for the leadership of this Kericho County, those who are retiring, like Honorable Paul Gibon Chipkwan, our governor, the family of the late Deputy Governor Susan Gogoy, and the current Deputy Governor now, Lele Ngok, and the administration, the cabinet of the Kericho County government, for giving us the opportunity to work. So I want to conclude by saying this last financial year, Mr. Speaker, we have done much, and we have deliberated more in this assembly, and even the public will attest. They can come and check the answers. So in this financial year, coming financial year 2022-2023, Mr. Speaker, we want to urge the county government led by His Excellency Dr. Eric Kipkorir Mutai and the Deputy Governor Engineer Fred Kri to come and implement as soon as possible. We have passed this budget, because the only problem hindering us, Mr. Speaker, to work for the people who elected for us is the buying of time. When we pass the bills, we pass everything in this assembly, many things are hindered before they are being implemented. So, Mr. Speaker, if they can implement very fast, the honorable members will see to it that their projects and the assistance to their people will be enhanced. God bless you, this assembly, and I have more faith that I will be here again in this assembly. Thank you.
Thank you. Chariot Bet.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity once again, Mr. Speaker, to give a parting shot. Mr. Speaker, let me begin by thanking God, Mr. Speaker, because God has been faithful to me, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, from 2013, up to now 2022, Mr. Speaker, is only God grace, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank God, Mr. Speaker, for seeing me through, assisting me, Mr. Speaker, or helping me, Mr. Speaker, to capture and recapture the seat, Mr. Speaker, in 2013 election and 2017 election, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I also pray that God will see me through come the 9th of August this year, Mr. Speaker, when we are going for the general election, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, secondly, I want to take this opportunity also, Mr. Speaker, to thank the great people of Inamo, Mr. Speaker, for the trust they have in me, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I've always been on the ballot like 5 times, Mr. Speaker, and they have always voted for me, Mr. Speaker. So I want to thank them, Mr. Speaker, and I want it to be on record, Mr. Speaker, that I will always do whatever it takes to make sure that, Mr. Speaker, their interest comes first, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also want to thank the County Assembly, especially your office, Mr. Speaker. Several times, Mr. Speaker, we differed in opinion, Mr. Speaker, but we must thank you for the leadership you provided with the County Assembly members. Sometimes we had our ups and downs, Mr. Speaker, but at least we come a long way, Mr. Speaker. Staying together for the last 5 good years, Mr. Speaker, is not a joke. So we must thank your office, Mr. Speaker. We also want to thank the office of the clerk, because if not for that office, Mr. Speaker, we may not have discharged our duties as required by the Constitution. So we want to thank the staff, because these are the staff who have enabled us to do whatever we've done, Mr. Speaker, down there in our areas of jurisdiction, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the honorable members, because we've always stood together. We know sometimes we differ in opinion, but at least we had time to reconcile, Mr. Speaker. And I want to thank everyone, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the honorable ladies, Mr. Speaker, although they never had kind words on us, Mr. Speaker, but I want to confirm to you, Mr. Speaker, that I confirm to them, Mr. Speaker, that we've always valued women, Mr. Speaker. First of all, Mr. Speaker, we were born by women. Second, Mr. Speaker, I can tell you, for me to survive for all this time, Mr. Speaker, is because of the women. And I don't want to, I normally respect women. I hold women in high regard, Mr. Speaker, because these are the people, for the society to stand the way it is, Mr. Speaker, is because of the women. So you may forgive us for maybe the wrongs that maybe we did to you at the County Assembly, but I can assure you, in where we come from, we normally assist the women, Mr. Speaker. We wish we could have done more, but you will forgive us. But for the little that we did, we must thank each other, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, for the honorable members, Mr. Speaker, I know there are those who never made it through nomination, Mr. Speaker. There are those who appealed, going to other parties or running as independent, Mr. Speaker. I want to tell them, Mr. Speaker, I wish them well, because as Honorable Editor said, Mr. Speaker, their win was postponed, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, also there was one American writer, Mr. Speaker, who is called Napoleon Hill. He's an American writer, Mr. Speaker. He said that when defeat comes, accept it as a signal that your plans are not sound. Rebuild those plans and set sail once more towards your coveted goal. So once you fail, Mr. Speaker, it's not the end of the road. Don't be discouraged, Mr. Speaker. Try again. After that, Mr. Speaker, there was a guy called Edison, Mr. Speaker, who invented the electric light. He tried 10,000 times, Mr. Speaker, but he never gave up, Mr. Speaker. He was not discouraged, because ultimately we have the electric light that was discovered by that man. So don't be discouraged. Don't give up, Mr. Speaker. Let's fight for our spaces. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank everyone. The members, Mr. Speaker, we had ups and downs. I remember there was a time we were behind bars because of supporting a cause called the Basics First, Mr. Speaker. We were taken behind bars, Mr. Speaker, but we must thank you, because you came and assisted us, Mr. Speaker. We have the Kericho 6. We were supporting the Basics First movement, Mr. Speaker, and we were taken to court, but we stood by the ideas that we believed in, Mr. Speaker, and that is what has saved us, Mr. Speaker. So there were times that we were taken to the EACC, Mr. Speaker, because of the ethics part. it was not corruption, ethics part, because of the fracas that took place in this county assembly, Mr. Speaker. But we came through because we were also fighting for the rights of the people who sent us to this county assembly, Mr. Speaker. So we had our ups and downs, Mr. Speaker, but all in all, we must thank God, Mr. Speaker, that we are still alive, Mr. Speaker. And I want to, for those ones who never made it beyond nomination, I want to tell them, like the Honorable Honorable Rono, that if God gives us the grace, for which I know He will, we will make sure that there is space for those honorable members that have served the people and they never got the opportunity to come back, Mr. Speaker. We need to respect them. At least they have served the people, Mr. Speaker. And as the, you know, Mr. Speaker, you are the chair of the welfare, Mr. Speaker. Before the expiry of this term, there must be something done to the welfare of members, Mr. Speaker, so that after, even when you are not an MCA, Mr. Speaker, there are some small privileges that the members of the county assembly, Mr. Speaker, should enjoy, like the car parking, Mr. Speaker. In fact, I saved one of the MCAs, Mr. Speaker, when they were towing the car. And you know, he was an MCA, Mr. Speaker. So there are some small privileges that the members of the county assembly who have served diligently the people of this county, Mr. Speaker, must be accorded in this county, Mr. Speaker. So I think, as the chair of the welfare of the entire county assembly, and also as I chair the welfare with the Honorable Soy, Mr. Speaker, of the members, Mr. Speaker, we need to sit and draft something to the members who may not make it back, so that at least they are given even stickers, Mr. Speaker. You get a sticker, one sticker, for the entire time, Mr. Speaker. You know, that will assist the honorable members so that they live a dignified life. If you come to the county assembly, the deputy clerk and your office, Mr. Speaker, you organize so that at least Rona said they are given teams, Mr. Speaker. I think it is not, they are not demanding much. So we will respect you because you are leaders. Others, Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the people of Ainamo, Mr. Speaker, I want to tell them, Mr. Speaker, I will work tirelessly and I will work I will make sure that I discharge my service diligently to the people of Ainamo, to the last blood of my blood, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Philip Rono.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Let me also take this opportunity first, Mr. Speaker, to thank God for the opportunity He has granted to all of us. I remember, Mr. Speaker, I came to this house knowing nobody, Mr. Speaker, but at least after the end of this term, Mr. Speaker, I know 47 MCAs, I know the Speaker, I know the staff of the County Assembly of Kericho, so at least we've made so many friends, even as the term comes to an end, Mr. Speaker. The second one, Mr. Speaker, is to thank my great people of Kamasha and Ward who have actually brought me from far, Mr. Speaker, to this point. At the same time, Mr. Speaker, I know we've served. These 5 years, I know our various wards that we represent, Mr. Speaker, is not actually the same as we found that, Mr. Speaker. So at least we've done some very good work, and I want to wish my colleagues, MCAs, those who will make to come back, and actually those who will not make actually to come back, Mr. Speaker, I want to wish them God favors. I want to wish them well. I want to wish their families very well, Mr. Speaker. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank actually the opportunity and the privileges from your office and from the office of the clerk, Mr. Speaker, for actually they did good to us. We are where we are because of your cooperations. The third one, Mr. Speaker, and the final one is actually to our colleagues. The way Honorable Pate from Ainamo has just said, Mr. Speaker, the privileges we've been seeing actually even in the National Assembly, Mr. Speaker, those privileges of former legislators, Mr. Speaker, should be accorded also to the same members of this county assembly, Mr. Speaker. The third one, Mr. Speaker, I wish that actually if God will see us through to come back in the second term, Mr. Speaker, others will be doing their third term, Mr. Speaker. The privileges of coming to this out second, Mr. Speaker, just like National Assembly, they need to be getting their retirement benefits, Mr. Speaker, for serving the great people for more than one time, Mr. Speaker. So I wish that actually the National Assembly will actually award those who have actually served more than one time, Mr. Speaker, in a county assembly or in a national assembly, the privileges to be the same. Otherwise, I don't want to say much for our ladies who we've actually served together. I want to wish you well. Na tusameane. If at all there is something we've grossed in one way or another, we seek for that forgiveness, so that actually as we live one another, we live one another in peace. Otherwise, thank you and thank on our behalf the County Assembly staff for doing their work professionally, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much and may God bless you.
Thank you. Grace Coach.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, sir, once more for giving me this opportunity to really come and appreciate my being here. This evening, I want to thank God so much for giving me the privilege of being a member of the 2nd County Assembly of Kericho. Personally, there had never been a time when I had imagined that I could become a politician. But the doings, the makings of God, nobody can tell. So I want to thank God so much. He brought me here. Yes, He allowed me to really meet and make friends with all of the 47 members of this county assembly. I really want to appreciate them. I also, Honorable Speaker, sir, would like to really thank the members of staff of this County Assembly of Kericho. I want to appreciate them so much. We have had a harmonious working time together. The interactions, anytime we could approach them, they are more than willing to assist us. I would like to appreciate and urge the members who will be coming back to make use of the support staff, especially the members in the research department. The members of this county assembly are very supportive. I appreciate them, especially those who are charged with the drafting of the statements and the motions. They were really very supportive. They are willing and even to take us through. I also want to appreciate, Mr. Speaker, sir, your leadership. You really supported us, all of us, and especially the nominated members. You never discriminated us. You supported all of us. I would like to appreciate the office of the clerk, all the members in that office. I would like to appreciate them so much. I came to this assembly when I had 2 people who were very sick. One of them was my sister. I thank God she got healed and she is in the US. So the second person was my mother. And I want to really thank God this evening that my mother got healed, her kidneys got restored, and today I'm a joyful daughter to report to this assembly that God can perform miracles. So I really want to appreciate. Personally, I want to really apologize to anybody. If I ever stepped on your toe, please forgive me. I didn't intend to. And I would like to release everybody. If you wronged me, I'm forgiving you. And I'm saying, let's start a new chapter. Honorable Speaker, sir, I would like to request you and the entire office to extend our medical cover. If it could be extended up to December, we will be very grateful. As a way of appreciating, you know, we'll be very grateful. So that as we start the new year, we will go and plan now on how to secure the medical covers on our own. And then also, anytime that we come here, please, we are really urging that we be accommodated and appreciated. And honorable members, those of us who qualified, I want to say congratulations, and I want to wish you success. In case anywhere a name of one of us will be brought to this house, maybe for approval, kindly please support us and allow those names to go through. You really know the comfort of this house. So if anybody will come and request for any position anywhere, support us. Otherwise, I want to say I love you so much. As a mother, I love you. Tukutane darasani. When I came here, Honorable Speaker, sir, God enabled me to complete my master's. I graduated. And secondly, God also enabled me to enroll for my PhD. I am through with my coursework. I am preparing to go and defend my proposal next week. So I really thank God and urge some of us and anybody in the public domain, the way to go is education, because we really don't want this issue. Tomorrow you will want to vie for a seat, and then you are told, oh, you don't have papers. 5 years is enough for one to complete a course. May it be undergraduate, may it be master's, may it be PhD. The 5 years are enough. So that is my parting shot. I love you so much. Karibuni kwangu. Betty Koech is always ready to welcome you and cook for you. When the new members, the nominated members come in, accommodate them. And I want to say, Honorable Speaker, sir, none of us has ever used the mother tongue here. And nobody has been assisted here in terms of interpretation. Actually, all of us were able to communicate in English and Kiswahili. Thank you very much, and God bless this assembly. Long life the Kericho County Assembly. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. This is a special day where we come to an end, or the 5-year term comes to an end. First of all, allow me to thank God, the Almighty, for making it happen for us. It was not automatic for us to be elected, especially me. I thank God so much. Number two, I thank the people of Kapsoit Ward for electing me as their second member of the county assembly. I wasn't the only one, we were quite a number, but they thought and they saw leadership in me. I also want to thank my family, my wife, my children, for supporting me and always praying for me. I also know that beyond my word, I have supporters who have been praying for me, who have been supporting me. I will thank all of you. My pastor, thank you so much for always praying for me. Mr. Speaker, sir, I also want to thank my colleagues, the 47 members of the County Assembly of Kericho. When we enter this house, there is none who is nominated or elected. We are all members of the County Assembly of Kericho, led by the Honorable Speaker and 47 members. I want to congratulate all of us. We have been a great family called the County Assembly of Kericho. We've had our ups and downs. When we were up, we did very well. When we were down, we learned from our mistakes. Thank you for allowing me to be the chairman for Roads Committee, where in the 5 years that we were here, Mr. Speaker, sir, we were able to open a record number of roads. We were also able to maram quite a number of roads. We were able to also do structures connecting villages from one village to the other. Mr. Speaker, sir, I think Kericho did very well when it comes to infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, sir, I know I was not the best, but I also made mistakes. If I wronged you, my sincere apology to anybody I may have crossed their path. It's been a learning process. The County Assembly of Kericho were able to pass bills. That was made possible because of our hard-working committee clerks, research team, our drivers, yourself, clerk, and all the members who are not MCAs but work in the county assembly, Mr. Speaker, sir. I want to quote a few of my members, Mr. Speaker, sir. One Honorable Alfred Chiriot, Mr. Speaker, sir. He once told us that how we got to this house, we got to this house in different ways. One went to church, some went to church, some went elsewhere. So, but what was very important is that we all ended up here, but we came through different ways, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, this assembly, we are on record that the current bottom-up economic model being advocated by the UDA party, Mr. Speaker, sir, we started something called basics first. The trouser first, the underwear later, Mr. Speaker, sir. That was coined by the Kericho 6, Mr. Speaker, sir. So there was Kapenguria 6, then there is the Kericho 6, Mr. Speaker, sir. And all the Kericho 6, Mr. Speaker, sir, were re-elected. Not because that they were special, but because they believed in a cause. Traveled that course, told the people that this is the future. And I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, sir, UDA has borrowed from basics first, Mr. Speaker, sir. And this year's budget, the 2022-2023 budget, Mr. Speaker, sir, we have allocated more money to the basics first. So that means we were right and we will be right, Mr. Speaker, sir. To the honorable ladies, we loved you so much. We still love you. We will work with you. We did not have anything that was personal. We only differed in opinion. But if you check our hearts, you will confirm the opposite, that we were tuliwapenda sana. Our colleagues whose victory was postponed, we wish you very well. If your name, I want to be on record, Mr. Speaker, sir, if your name of a colleague is sent to this assembly for approval for any position, I will be the first one to support, Mr. Speaker, sir. That I promise. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have 54 days to the next general election, Mr. Speaker, sir. This election, the next election will be won by voter turnout. We are urging all of us, the 47 members plus you, Mr. Speaker, sir, let us mobilize. We are looking at 100% voter turnout so that we win this election. Finally, let us pray for our captain. Let's pray for His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, who will be the 5th President of Kenya. We know we will win. We know the Deputy President is winning this thing. We are also looking forward to a National Assembly where we'll have more UDA members so that we take all the leadership in the National Assembly. Mr. Speaker, sir, we're also looking at Senate, more members of UDA at the Senate, Mr. Speaker, sir. And in this assembly, Mr. Speaker, sir, we're also looking forward to 30 UDA members, Mr. Speaker, sir, because we want a whole county assembly represented by UDA party, Mr. Speaker, sir. Otherwise, I'm wishing all of you the best. I wish you the best. May God guide us. May God be with you. Majority Leader, we appreciate your work. You did very well. We wish you well in your future endeavors. Chief Whip in absentia. Deputy Majority Leader, we wish you well. The other leaders, the Whip, Deputy Majority Whip, we also appreciate the leadership that you accorded us. Special thanks, Mr. Speaker, sir, to the clerk. Our clerk is a very understanding clerk. He has known how to handle members of the county assembly. He knows when a member requests for this, is always a phone call away. We do not take it for granted. We appreciate, we sincerely appreciate. Our drivers, sometimes we go out, they go sometimes up to very late without overtime. We also appreciate. Our members of the Hansard, we are seeing you. You've been making it possible for the whole world to watch us. We also do not take it for granted. We will support you more in the near future. And we are looking forward to a new assembly, an assembly that will have offices for MCAs, an assembly that will have each MCA assigned a member who will be doing for them research, because learning is always continuous. We're also looking forward to a new assembly, an assembly that will be vibrant, an assembly that will pass more bills, that will pass more motions, an assembly that will be on top of the game, Mr. Speaker. And I know we are praying that it will happen, and I am sure that will happen. We are the only assembly in Kenya that has not built a new chambers. So I hope in the near future such a consideration will be done where a new assembly will be built, an assembly that has offices for MCAs, so that when members or when wananchi visit us, they have somewhere to meet us. Allow me to also to thank the personal assistants, the security officers, the secretaries who worked in our offices in the entire 30 wards. We wish them well. They supported us, and we also must appreciate them. So thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Wish you well. Hope to see you guys again. Thank you very much, Deputy Clerk. You also did very well. We wish you well. Thank you so much.
Alfred Cheriot.
Thank you very much once again, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity. Just to say a word of thank you. As the Bible says, this is the day that the Lord has made, that we actually need to rejoice and be glad in it. Mr. Speaker, sir, as the Bible says, there is power in giving thanks. This is a golden opportunity. That this is the last day, the day of departure. As the day of departure means a lot, Mr. Speaker, sir. When I flash back to my mind, Mr. Speaker, sir, entering here, first of all, I want to thank the Almighty God for giving me good health, for giving me wisdom, giving me also understanding. Mr. Speaker, sir, secondly, I want to thank this assembly for giving me experience in terms of debating, and because we normally say we disagree to agree, Mr. Speaker, sir. When I remember when I was in class 8, Mr. Speaker, sir, when we were doing what you call debate or motion, I remember when we were sitting side by side, and we are reading the motion, and the topic of the motion is girls are better than boys. I didn't know, Mr. Speaker, sir, one day, one time, I will end at the real parliament, Mr. Speaker, sir, that is Kericho County Assembly, experiencing the same, Mr. Speaker, sir. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, sir, I've entered here, maybe I had 99 friends. I've added another friends, and that is an opportunity of giving me an exposure, Mr. Speaker, sir, in this Kericho County, Mr. Speaker, sir. Secondly, or thirdly, Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to say thank you to our Honorable Speaker, sir, for accommodating us all, despite of challenges. And whatever, Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you for accommodating, understanding in each and every honorable member, Mr. Speaker, sir. Another one is, Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to thank all the residents of Chipsione, Mr. Speaker, sir, for understanding me, praying for me, giving me votes, 100%, Mr. Speaker, sir. I want to thank them all. And I'm praying God, on 9, I'll be back with full wings, Mr. Speaker, sir, so that we can continue to serve the all residents of Chipsione, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is another opportunity that we want to thank all the honorable members. I think this togetherness has uplifted some of them. Some came here when they were single. They have got an opportunity to get married or to be married. This is also an opportunity, and I say this is another opportunity that God has given unto them. Mr. Speaker, sir, members of the staff, I want to thank you so much for the work that you have been doing to us, understanding us also. When we ask questions, Mr. Speaker, sir, to the staff, they have experience, they answer in a very wise way, Mr. Speaker, sir. So the word departure, Mr. Speaker, sir, may sound very hard, but we need to understand, sababu Kiswahili inasema kwamba kilicho na mwanzo haikosi mwisho. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 3, the Bible says there is time for everything. So we have to accept, and according to Constitution 2010, Mr. Speaker, sir, so we need every 5 years, there should be a re-elections. Otherwise, thank you very much. May God bless you. I think we'll meet outside. We'll interact for those who are going outside for businesses or other jobs. We wish you well. For those who are coming in like me, I hope we'll meet. And may the Lord bless you. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Thank you. Majority Leader. Majority Leader, if you can be very kind to allow Karosoi, then you can conclude.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, sir, for giving me this golden opportunity so that I may express my gratitude. Honorable Speaker, sir, 5 years that we have spent here has been so short because of the cooperation. The cooperation and the working together we have seen here. It was wonderful. We got an opportunity, Honorable Speaker, sir, to visit other countries, other counties. We came here as leaders, but right now we are moving out as very competent leaders, ready to do all the work outside. Honorable Speaker, sir, I cannot forget to mention the members of the clerks, all the staff, for enabling us to make legislations, representation, and oversight. That one, Honorable Speaker, sir, we are not taking it for granted. I also want to take this time to thank all the committee which I participated. It was nice staying with them, learning with them, and we enjoyed everything. Honorable Speaker, sir, I won't forget to thank the various departments of staff, the human resource team, the legislative team or the legal team, also the members of staff who are always ready to serve us with tea. We enjoy the tea. After now, we are going to take tea. I won't forget also to thank the team of our security team. They were there for us. They took care for us all through. So, Honorable Speaker, sir, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you for your leadership. It's my prayer that you come next again. Thank you so much. May God bless us all.
Thank you. Emily?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, sir, for giving me the opportunity to say thank you for the session we've had, for the period of 5 years we've been. I just want to appreciate all the works done here. I want to say I was much grateful. I learned, I experienced, and also gave us opportunity to do all things which were rightfully done here. I want to say we did the work as per the Constitution, the legislation done well, all the bills we passed. I want to say I'm proud to say I was part of the team who have known how to make a bill and pass it. I want also to say we did our oversight well. And I want to say we represented the women of this great county as it was to be. I'm proud today to say I became part of the team of this assembly who have sat and done all the things which were to be done. I want to thank you, Mheshimiwa Speaker, sir, for giving us opportunity also to go and learn outside the country more so and know what is going on outside the world. I want to say I'm proud. I want to thank the assembly team led by the speaker, led by the clerk, and the team, all the staff. They have served us well. I want to say I'm grateful today that at this age I came to the assembly knowing nothing, but now I'm a learned person in matters pertaining parliament. I want to say thank you so much, and I want to thank God for everything that has gone on well. I want to say God has been merciful to us, and we say thank you. And I know also that given another opportunity, God willing, will serve well. I want to wish all the members who will be coming next assembly that may God really help them so that they will serve as it should be. Because our main role here is to serve the public, the members of the public. That is our main role. So I want to say thank you so much, Speaker. You led us well. We are praying for you that may God grant you opportunities, may open ways, and may give you His mercies, that in the near future you will be a great leader. I know with your leadership you are able. Only God has a plan for us. So as we exit this assembly, I want to say to all members, thank you so much. We've been friends. We've created networks. I know in life we have to meet. God will enable us to meet again. So I know everything will go on well. I want to wish those who lost in the elections well. I want to wish those who are to come well. And also those women who are going to do great businesses and other things, opportunities in town, in our homes well. And I want to say may God really help us. With the staff of this assembly, I pray that God will enable you to also lead and give directions as it should be in the next coming assembly. Otherwise, thank you so much, and may God bless us, may God bless our county, and may God bless Kenya, and may God bless our assembly. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Leader of Majority.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir, for this opportunity you have given me, Mr. Speaker, so that I can join my colleagues in conveying our exit speech, Mr. Speaker. When we joined this assembly, Mr. Speaker, you remember you gave us an opportunity to make a maiden speech, Mr. Speaker. I think it is so generous of you, Mr. Speaker, for you have allowed us to take this opportunity so that we sincerely give our gratitude, Mr. Speaker. My gratitude, Mr. Speaker, first goes to the Almighty God for the health He has granted us, Mr. Speaker, and the opportunity He gave me, Mr. Speaker, to serve in this assembly, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank God because He has been so gracious, He has been so generous, He has been so provident to us, Mr. Speaker. He has given us good health, Mr. Speaker, remembering that we serve in a 10th term, Mr. Speaker, where we had a lot of challenges. We had the challenge of COVID, Mr. Speaker, and we want to thank God because irrespective of the challenge of COVID, Mr. Speaker, some of our honorable members contracted COVID-19, Mr. Speaker. He had been so good and generous enough, Mr. Speaker, to have given our honorable members good health, Mr. Speaker, and we never experienced any deaths or lost any one of our members, and we want to thank God for that, Mr. Speaker. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to take this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to thank my family, Mr. Speaker, for the support they granted me, Mr. Speaker. Not forgetting my two boys, Mr. Speaker, Bobby and Mark, Mr. Speaker, because they have been an inspiration, Mr. Speaker. Those are the people who make me wake up very early in the morning, Mr. Speaker, and come and serve diligently, Mr. Speaker, without any biasness, Mr. Speaker. Second, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the great people of Chilchila, Mr. Speaker, because they gave me opportunity when I went to seek their vote, Mr. Speaker. They voted me overwhelmingly, Mr. Speaker, and being voted MCA with the majority votes in the county, in the entire county, Mr. Speaker. So I want to thank them, Mr. Speaker, for the support they gave me, and I have served them diligently, Mr. Speaker. And because of the service I rendered to them, Mr. Speaker, they rewarded me again, Mr. Speaker, during the last nomination which we held on 14 of April, Mr. Speaker. They nominated me, Mr. Speaker, on the primaries, Mr. Speaker. And I'm looking forward, Mr. Speaker, and I'm humbly seeking them to re-elect me on 9th of August so that we can come and continue with the good work we had initiated. I want to take this opportunity again, Mr. Speaker, to thank you, Mr. Speaker, and the administration of the Assembly for the good work you have done to us, Mr. Speaker. I want to specially thank you, Mr. Speaker, because of the leadership you portrayed in this Assembly, Mr. Speaker. You've given us opportunity, equal opportunity, Mr. Speaker. And I want to especially thank you because through your leadership, Mr. Speaker, we were able, most of our, I think, we are the leading assembly in the entire Republic, Mr. Speaker, whereby you saw all honorable members, you gave them an opportunity to travel overseas, Mr. Speaker, to discharge their official duties, Mr. Speaker. And I want to especially thank you on that, Mr. Speaker. To thank again the clerk and the staffs of this honorable house, Mr. Speaker, because of the good work, good cooperation. They supported us wherever we needed them, and they have been so prayerful and so assistive to us. So I want to use this opportunity to thank our honorable staffs, Mr. Speaker. I will not forget to thank honorable members again, Mr. Speaker, my colleagues, because we serve with them, Mr. Speaker. They voted me as their second majority leader, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank them because they had faith and confidence in me, Mr. Speaker, and I served them up to the end of our tenure, Mr. Speaker. You remember most majorities in the country, even in the National Assembly, in the Senate, Mr. Speaker, they never served to the last of their term because there was impeachment. And I want to thank them because I served them to the last of their term, and I'm so humble, and I'm looking forward to the next assembly. If they'll give me an opportunity again, I'll serve them better because of the experience I have gained in this house, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I know because of time I'll not mention most of the people, Mr. Speaker. I want to specially thank our honorable ladies, Mr. Speaker. Some have had some dissenting gratitude because of maybe ups and downs we experience in this house, Mr. Speaker, and I want to tell them I feel like going down in a bended knee to seek for forgiveness in wherever we went astray, and to quote a prophetic faith by Martin Luther King in a book called Facing the Challenge on a New Age. He said, but the end is reconciliation. The end is redemption. The end is creation of the beloved community. It is this type of spirit and this type of love that can transform opposers into friends. It is this type of understanding, goodwill, that will transform the deep gloom of the old age into exuberance of gladness of the new age. It is this love which will bring about miracle in the hearts of men. So you will forgive us if we went astray, and we love you the more. And Mr. Speaker, I want to end by saying I'm so humble, I'm so happy to have served in this assembly and to have served with the executive during the second and last tenure of our Governor, Professor Paul Chepkwony, and I want to extend gratitude to his team and the executive for the good work which he did during his second term, Mr. Speaker. And I will be, when the history of the tenure of Honorable Professor Paul Chepkwony will be written, I'll be among those who served during the mega project like the strategic intervention of Kipkopo Water Project, Kapkuros Water Project, and most of the strategic intervention I'll be in record, Mr. Speaker. So I want to thank him again for the good cooperation and the good leadership. So without saying much, Mr. Speaker, I want to end there by saying may God bless us, Mr. Speaker, and may God's favors be upon us forever, Mr. Speaker, and wish you all the best, Mr. Speaker. I know you are now gearing up, Mr. Speaker, in looking for votes again. I wish you all the best, Mr. Speaker, and always I want to pray that may God's favors be upon you all the time. God bless you, and God bless the great people of Kericho. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. That is the end of our session today. Thank you.